Something wild is brewing in Los Angeles, and no, that's not hype. Behind the scenes, three moves are gaining serious momentum, and any one of them could flip the Chargers' future upside down. We're talking about a trade involving a big name, a surprise twist in the offense that nobody saw coming, and a high-stakes addition to the defense that could turn us into every quarterback's nightmare. But here's the question. Does Harbaugh pull the trigger now or wait for the bomb to go off on its own? Let us know in the comments because, today, this fan base is about to split in two. Picture this. Justin Herbert slinging the rock to Ladd McConkey, Tree Harris, and Rashad Bateman. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But word is, that dream might be closer than anyone expected. What started as low-key chatter is now gaining traction. And it's not just Twitter talk. We're talking serious insiders breaking it down with real context. The Chargers are very much on the radar for a trade involving the former first-round pick from the Baltimore Ravens. Here's how it all started. The Steelers made a push for Bateman, but the Ravens weren't having it. That AFC North rivalry runs deep. But the twist? Our head coach is Jim Harbaugh. His brother? John Harbaugh, coach of the Ravens. And when family's involved, doors open that usually stay shut. That changes everything. According to Anthony Palacios from Last Word on Sports, the Chargers are in a prime position to land Bateman. And not just for the hype, there's a strategic fit here. While rookie Trey Harris adjusts to the NFL grind, Bateman could step in as an immediate asset. He'd be an upgrade over Quentin Johnston, who hasn't quite clicked, and even Mike Williams, who's clearly near the end of his career. And check this. Bateman's coming off his best season yet. 9 touchdowns. Led the Ravens in scoring catches. He's got 2 years left on his deal, which brings stability. That makes him more than just another pickup. He could become a go-to weapon in Harbaugh's offense, especially in a division where every yard, every snap, every decision matters. Of course, the Ravens won't just hand him over. They just brought in DeAndre Hopkins, so they're not desperate for room. But if the price is right, and the Chargers have draft capital and cap space, this could go down. It would be the kind of calculated surgical move that signals to the league we're not just here to compete. We're here to win. Now, think like a GM for a second. Would you pull the trigger on Bateman now, or let Trey Harris develop naturally? Fans are split. Some are calling for bold action. Others say build with what we've got. But nobody's denying this. If Bateman lands in LA, our offense levels up. Fast. And here's something else to chew on. Since Harbaugh arrived, LA's become a sort of second home for ex-Ravens. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe it's part of a much bigger plan. A plan where Bateman is just the next strategic piece. But hold on. There's a weird vibe in the air. Even after going all in on Naji Harris and drafting Omarion Hampton in the first round, rumors say the Chargers might still be chasing another running back. Overkill? Or is the front office seeing something the rest of us haven't yet? Enter Isaac Guerendo. Not exactly a household name, but making waves behind the scenes. Word is the 49ers might be open to letting him go. And who's being mentioned as a top destination? You guessed it, Los Angeles. The twist? Some insiders are floating a wild possibility. The Chargers might flip Naji Harris just months after signing him. Now that's a heater. Let's take a breath and break this down. Why Guerendo? Drafted in the 4th round out of Louisville, he's a physical freak. When injuries hit the Niners, he stepped up. 420 rushing yards on 84 carries, 4 touchdowns, added 15 catches for 152 yards, solid numbers for a backup. But more than stats, he flashed something rare, power to hit the hole and speed to break free. That's Harbaugh's dream combo. And this is where it all clicks. Harbaugh doesn't just want names, he wants specific player types. Guerendo fits a rotation where every back has a purpose. Naji brings the power. Hampton adds explosiveness. Guerendo? He's the wild card, the guy who wrecks defenses when they're caught off guard. But then comes the uncomfortable question. Why stack another RB when we just built a new backfield? The answer might lie with Kimani Vidal. He was supposed to be RB3 but didn't impress. Hassan Haskins, Raheem Sanders, and Jarrett Patterson haven't inspired confidence either. And when your coach is trying to build a real contender, uncertainty at RB3 is a risk he won't take. Here's another under-the-radar angle. Naji Harris is the presumed starter, but his contract wasn't cheap. If he stumbles early, Harbaugh could cut losses and flip him. In that case, Guerrero could quietly rise all year and become a breakout piece in 2026. Of course, none of this happens unless San Francisco plays ball. They've got a crowded backfield, sure, but giving up Guerrero won't be easy. Still, with good front office relations and the right pieces in place, this could go through. And if it does, it might just be the move we look back on as the quiet game changer. The fan base is already buzzing. Some say it's overkill. Others say this is exactly the kind of depth we've been missing for years. So what's your take? Do we go get another piece? Or are we already stacked enough? Some trades make noise, others change everything. If the Chargers push all in on this next move, it might be the boldest swing since Harbaugh took over. Because the name in play? Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, the dude who led the entire NFL in sacks in 2024, 17-5 to be exact. A beast. And he might be headed to SoFi. Why now? Because things in Cincinnati have gone sideways. Hendrickson's on the last year of his deal. No extension, no progress. He's even hinted that without a new contract, he might not suit up. And when a star pass rusher starts talking holdout, trade alarms go off league-wide. And here's where Harbaugh gets real. He knows exactly what this defense needs. He knows Khalil Mack and Bud Dupree aren't built for the long haul. Mack's 34, Dupree's 32. Still effective, but how long can they keep it up? Tuli Tuipulotu had a monster season, but he's still young and needs to prove he can do it consistently. So what's the move? Bring in a wrecking ball who can anchor the edge now and lead the charge into the future. Hendrickson is that guy. Now, it's not going to be cheap. Bengals might ask for a second-rounder or more. But guess what? The Chargers have their 2026 second-round pick. Nothing in the way there. As for the contract, Hendrickson wants somewhere between $30 to $40 million per year. Big money? Sure. But LA's sitting on $29 in cap space for 2025, with even more breathing room ahead. Imagine it. Tuipulotu, Hendrickson, and Mack. That's a front that would keep any offensive coordinator up at night. But it's not just sacks. Hendrickson forces QBs to panic. He blows up protections. He creates turnovers. He makes every other defender better just by being out there. He's the kind of piece that lifts the entire system. Yeah, there are risks. He's 30. A big 4-year deal is a gamble. But what if he gives you 2 elite seasons like 2024? That's a top 5 defense right there. After that, restructure. Draft again. Adjust. That's how real contenders stay dangerous. The fan base is split. Some think the defense is already strong. Others see this as the move that separates contenders from pretenders. So the real question is, how bad do you want to win now? Because waiting might cost us everything. Hendrickson wants respect, since he doesn't want to pay. And the Chargers have every tool to make this happen. All it takes is guts. And if you know Harbaugh, he doesn't flinch. 3 moves, 3 decisions that could reshape the entire identity of the Chargers. A wideout who could be the final spark. A runner who might be the silent star. And a defensive monster who could shift the balance of power. Now it's on the front office. And on Bolt Fam. The time to go bold is now. Or we keep watching the others pull ahead. Which trade would you make first? Which one would you pass up? Drop it in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and send this to the next fan who needs to wake up. Because here we don't just report, we defend.